Right, hi everyone. So this is just a short video and I'm going to talk through the Bio Mex prefabricated orthotic which we do, and it's part of the Bio prefab range of, as I say, of which there are many others, and there's other videos for that. So Bio Mex comes in a little box like this, but the main thing to say is that there are 4 different types. So you've got 2 different densities. You've got low density, and that's identified by the fact it's purple, and you've got high density, which is orange. And then within those 2 densities, you've got 2 different arch heights. So you've got a low arch, low arch and a medium arch. Okay, now the idea of that is you've got different material stiffnesses and different arch heights depending on the sort of correction that you want to give your patient and the sort of conditions that you're seeing. So a good example would be if you're seeing an elderly patient who's maybe got adult acquired flat foot or mid-tarsal osteoarthritis, or they can't tolerate much intervention, a less stiff material, so the low density and the lower arch, is going to be really well tolerated. If you've got a younger patient or someone that you just want a lot more correction with or more biomechanical control, then the maximum we can give them is the stiffer one, which is the high density and the medium arch. A good way to indicate this is using something like the supination resistance test. So if they've got a high supination resistance, you want a stiffer material, so you probably want one of the orange ones. If they've got a low supination resistance, you can probably get away with one of the lower density ones. So if you want more information on that, then do have a look at our training manual. If you don't have one, give the LBG office a call and we'll send you one out. It's got lots of information in. So there are basic shells, but they do come in a pack with different adaptations. So we've got little heel cushions, so that'll give more cushioning underneath the heel, which you can add on. You've got 5mm heel lifts in there as well. What you can do with these additions is keep hold of ones from previous packs as well, and that allows you to double up and play around a little bit more with it if you want to. And then rear foot posting, normally obviously we use medial wedging, but you could put it on the lateral side if you wanted to. We've got 2, 4 and 6 degree there. So very simply, I'm just going to use a 2 degree medial rear foot wedge and just pop it on. So it sticks on like that, quite simply. And then you just peel back the adhesive wedging on your cover and just pop it on like that. Now if you want your device to be 3/4 length, it's very easy to trim down, but the tip with this is using a sharp pair of scissors and a long pair if you can get hold of some. So if you angle your scissors ever so slightly, you create a bevel as you cut, and also if you can really get your scissors right in there, you can normally do it almost in one foul swoop, nearly. There we go. So as I've done that, I've created a bevel as I've done it, and that means the patient is less likely to feel the distal edge on there. Now if I've got issues fitting these in footwear, I can trim around here further to make it even slimmer. You can also trim down your wedging and make it into a hemi post as well, and all of that will take away bulk if you need to for footwear. Now normally clinicians fit into 2 categories. There's those that like to fiddle a lot and make something really bespoke, and those that are quite happy to use things as they are and as they come out the packet. And really this fits into both ways of working. So if in clinic you have a heat gun, there's all sorts of things you can do with this. Do make sure you abide to the safety instructions. If you haven't used a heat gun before, if you look in your training manual and flick to page 21, it gives you full instructions on there and just little tips about how far away to hold your heat gun, tying your hair back, how long to heat it for, and all that sort of thing. So do have a look in there. So what you can do with the heat gun is you can make your arch even more of an arch on there if you want to, or you can make it less. You can also heat mould around the heel cups. If you've got someone with a very wide foot, you can flatten that out and make it fit better. You can also heat mould under the distal edge, and you can put a little teaspoon under there and you can create your own met dome. But if you want to cut little bits out like first met cutouts, or maybe if you want to cut out under the 2nd or the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th, if you heat mould that area and then cut it, it's very easy to cut. It cuts almost like plasticine, so it's a lot easier to work with once you've heat moulded these. So heat gun certainly comes in handy. The other thing a lot of you have in clinic is a Dremel, and they grind very well as well. So if you want to grind out your first met cutout or grind pieces off the side, then you can do very easily with that as well. So lots of things you can do with it. Also remember the other things that you have in clinic, like semi-compressed felt, adhesive back porn and PPT. It's all sorts of forefoot adaptations that you can put onto there. You can put Met domes on. You can put Morton's extension, reverse Morton's. As I say, they're as customisable as you want them to be, or you can literally use them as soon as, just as they come out the packet. So if you have any queries at all, give us a call, but otherwise, happy prescribing.